Hey, get ready to talk like a brand and live your best brand life. I'm Peachy Williams, your brand voice builder. Today, we're answering the question, what the heck is a freaking brand voice? So, let's get into it. Brands need to create an emotional connection to build a relationship with their audiences. The confusion starts to come in when trying to deliver because there are different types of relationships and there are tons of ways to connect. As a brand, you have to be prepared to do the work. So ask yourself, how do you define a relationship that's going to be valuable to your brand? And how will you know what the right relationship for your brand is? This is important because you're going to have to create and deliver on that connection once you make it. Once you do that, it's all about putting the other pieces together to determine what you're looking for from your audience. That, my friends, will start defining your success. You know, brand voice is one of those things that people often overlook because they just don't know what it is. They hear it, but they don't understand it. So, what exactly is a brand voice? So all throughout school, when you're writing, your professors or your teachers tell you, define and write in your own voice, right? So think of brand voice as the same thing. Basically, it is. It's how you speak to your audience, and it's not just in audio. Consider your brand voice a person or even a friend with their own unique characteristics that make up who they are. Your friends know when you're calling, and your brand voice is the same thing. It's helping your target audience know who you are. I know it may seem funny, but the way we speak is directly connected to the way we behave. For instance, go up to someone and say, "You're cute." Now, depending on who the person is, the context can be taken three different ways. If they know you, it's all good. But if you say it the wrong way, it may sound a little creepy. And if you're patting them on the back or saying it sarcastically, they already know they're forever friend zoned. You see how voice caused an emotional response just based on behavior? As you express your brand through different communications, behaviors, and interactions, it's going to shape your audience and their expectations of your brand. Brand voice is an important asset that must come alive in every communication. From your ads and social media to emails and any other tactic you use, you cannot be without a definitive brand voice. It shapes your story and how you're going to tell it. And only you can tell your story. So you need to figure out what your brand voice is and what it wants to say. Your brand voice lays the foundation for the personality, positioning, and image you convey. So think about Nike or Disney. Their brand voice is clear even when all you're doing is looking at an ad. There are certain elements in both of those brands that you immediately hear their voice just from hearing the name. Nike, one of their elements is strength. You can pinpoint a Nike ad even if you don't see the check. Disney, one of their elements is feel good, happy. They sell happy. So that's the power of their brand voices. And that's something you should want in your brand too. It all starts with finding the inspiration for your story. Those brands that need no introduction, they have a personality. They understand their personality and they've used it to their advantage. Your brand voice and personality should align with your culture and have your brand's purpose as its foundation. You must be authentic, but that's not enough. You have to tie your business to your audience, making it relevant and credible. Who's the audience? And what do you know about them? What's your competition missing that you can give? Once you figure this out and put those pieces together, you can genuinely articulate your role in your brand voice. Now, you can't build those unique relationships if you're doing what everyone else is. Create your own lane. as you develop your brand voice, and take your time. Listen to your audience and observe how they respond. What can you build on and what needs to change? Once you started speaking in your voice, keep listening. Always listen. Your audience is going to let you know if you're being consistent, and they're going to let you know whether or not they like the way you're communicating. They're also going to let you know if you're meeting their expectations. Don't sleep, but don't be afraid either. You're going to tweak it as you go because everything is a work in progress. You must be committed to unify your brand as one voice. Every communication and every touch point should relate that voice, and everybody should be able to know who you are just from looking at one of your communications. This isn't a sprint, but definitely a marathon. Getting there may not be easy, but in the end, it'll be worth it. Until next time, check us out at The Right Mix, WRITEMIXX.com.